Hello, everyone. Welcome to Corner Flag. Today we have Mustafiz Imtiaz and Nafiz Imtiaz in our panel. We are going to discuss about the upcoming season in English Premier League, and we have some exciting development in few teams, and we are definitely going to discuss a lot. And the main objective of this podcast is that we are going to have a tier list for the team's possible standings, and we'll predict and see how good we come up with. And that's about it for today's video. And welcome everyone.
Hi, welcome everyone.
Hello.
Thanks for joining with us, and let's start.
So let me share my screen. So we have 20 teams, and definitely would like to see how they fare with the standings. So first we'll start with AFC Bournemouth. Imti.
Okay, so Bournemouth, I think I'm gonna put them in higher mid, 8 to 12. So
Okay.
this year, the last previous season, they were also in that region. I think they were eighth or ninth, something like that. Let me check the standings. I have it open. So they were ninth, and still, I think they are losing some pretty good players. Milos Kerkez is going to Liverpool. He's gonna be a Liverpool player from next season, and then obviously Dean Hussein. He just moved to Real Madrid. So they have lost some pretty good players and the most central figures in their team. But still, Iraola, he showed immense promise, and as a coach, as a manager, he was really good last season. So I'm still hoping that Bournemouth would be finishing somewhere within 8 to 12.
8 to 12.
Yeah.
Okay,
Let's
so
go for
let's
that.
start with this. We'll put Bournemouth in the high mid table for next season. Okay, let's move on to the next one of the big six, Arsenal. So they actually came second in last season, 24-25. They had awesome run in Champions League, with a Champions League until semi-final. They met PSG. They dominated Real Madrid. Heartbroken news for me. But they showed a lot of promise. But I am not seeing much excitement for upcoming season. I was looking today's match. They had won against, I think, Newcastle. The last it was a penalty goal by Odegaard. I think Saka, Odegaard, they have Martinelli, Declan Rice, definitely. Is it a team of champions? I don't see. They have just, cured Victor Gyökeres.
Gyökeres,
Gyökeres, yes. And he's a Swedish
Zubimendi.
national who I think a kind of a late bloomer. He wasn't very promising in his early 20s. He's almost 27. Last 2 years since 2023, I think two seasons, he did exceptionally well in Sporting CP. So I think that's the reason they spent so much, almost like $86 million this year. So let's see. I don't see them a winner. I still think they will be within the fourth place in the championship. So that's my prediction. I'm putting them, they will as a qualifier for Champions League in between 2 to 4. Anything from you, Imti and Nafis?
Second again.
Second.
I think.
Second
Yeah.
again. Okay.
I think that's their target, and they're gonna achieve it, and they're gonna be happy about it.
Okay. We have lots of teams to start. So let's move on to maybe Aston Villa. Nafis?
I think Villa were placed in sixth last season, and they had a pretty good run. And I think one of the good thing about Villa is like in their home at Villa Park, they're like is like a force to reckon with. They had unbeaten streak at Villa Park last season, and we all saw that match against PSG in the Champions League. Like at one time, PSG was having advantage of 5-1, and Villa actually came back from there and they took the match to 5-4, and unfortunately they couldn't convert. This season also their key player is gonna be Oli Watkins, although there is a possibility like some of the teams, even I heard Newcastle is looking at Oli Watkins after the news of like Isak being a little bit unsettled at Newcastle and might get a move away from Newcastle, so that could play a little part if Ollie Watkins leaves, but that is like a big if because Ollie Watkins was like a phenomenal player for them. And as I was saying, Unai Emery, he has always shown with a mid-tier team with players who work together well, he always try to go for those kind of places where he is comfortable with. a Conference League place or a Europa League place. And I think with the way things are going at Villa and also with their transfer window, I think they got a goalkeeper right now. And there is a rumor Emi Martinez, their main keeper, he might go away from Villa. So with everything going on, I think I will place them in the Europa League position again, like within 5 to 6.
5 to 6. Awesome. What they came up in last season, you know?
They were sixth again.
Sixth again? Okay. Okay. Nice. Nice. So that's about it for Villa. Thanks, Nafis. So next one is Brentford. Brentford for Imti. Do you want to take out on this team?
So yeah, Brentford. I probably think Brentford might be in lower mid or even in relegation. Please don't take me wrong, but they have been a pretty good team and pretty consistent for last couple of seasons. But this year they have lost Thomas Frank, who was the main architect for them. They have lost Embuemo. They already had lost Ivan Tony last year, but they came up pretty good. But still, being Mbume gone and then Norgard is gone, I think they might struggle. And I don't think they have signed anyone who is pretty good. And also, there are reports coming in that Newcastle might even go for Wisa. If they cannot get Sesko or Ollie Watkins, I think they might even end up getting Wisa from Brentford. And at that point, I think it will be very tough for them and very tough for the new coach to bring them up. So for now, I think I'd put them in lower mid table, 13 to 17.
13 to 17. Okay. So I think
I
I
totally
sensed you were I was expecting you were putting them in relegation, but
No, no,
okay.
probably I think
Okay.
it might have been like, don't be surprised if they're relegated. That's what I'm
I
saying.
understood. I
Yeah, I
understood. There's a
totally agree
cautionary tale. Nice.
because like I think they lost, what should I say, like most of their teams this season, right?
Yeah, it was pretty bad. But whatever, let's see.
Okay. That brings us to Brighton, next team. Empty. Go ahead.
Brighton is almost the similar case of Brentford, but Brighton showed that they can and they have an immense pool of quality players and quality recruitment. Always they recruited players with immense quality, and each year they keep selling. I don't know, 8, 9, 10 players, but still they come up with the goods, and they're always in like 8, 9, 10, 11, that kind of mid-tier position. So I'm still gonna put Brighton in higher mid-table with
Okay. Okay. Great. So anything to add, Nafis, for Brighton?
Think they may go for the Europa Conference League position. I don't know, like
Mm.
I always see Brighton and they have like a way of playing, like because I think they always do good with the
Mm-hmm.
mid-tier teams. The mid-tier teams, I mean, like whomever we are like placing in the fifth, sixth to seventh position. And
Mm.
this year, I think we'll
That's a
also
good
come
point.
to like the discussion about Newcastle. Like this year, with the situation of Newcastle going in, I think Brighton may chipped in place of Newcastle within like the fifth, sixth, or seventh position. That's just my opinion. But yeah, that's it.
Imti, can you remind me like which position they were in last season? Brighton?
Brighton was, I think, in eighth. Eighth,
Eighth.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That they might have, as said, they might have a chance in Europa Conference League. But let's now start putting them in higher mid tables, 8 to 12, and let's see where we come up with the other teams, right? So yeah, next one is Burnley, and we have to say that they are promoted this year. Before that, they were in a championship, and they were last time they played in EPL in 23-24, and that was also they relegated in 19th position. So I don't see much, but I just have to say that today their one of the hero, William Irvine, died at 82 years of age, and he was their highest scorer in EPL, 133 goals. So it's a sad day for Burnley's supporters. We are with you, and rest in peace to Arvin. Our best wishes to all the fans. I hope that you will cope up with this. This is a hard time for you guys, but honestly, it's a team that relegating every year and coming back. I don't see much hope this year as well. I think this will continue. I will just put them. I probably they are our first relegation team in the tier list. But yeah, we'll come back and we'll revisit and see if we can bring them up. But for me, I'll put them in the relegation. So next, one of the big team, Chelsea. So, Nafis, bring it
Simon Bhai
on.
should have been here, right?
Simon Bhai should have been here. I'll tag
Yeah.
him in the
Yeah.
video.
Yeah, for Chelsea, I think like Chelsea is gonna be like the most exciting team next season, I think. And like without any discussion, let me put it this way, I think they could be the champion of the next season. And the reason being like with Arsenal, with Man City, with Liverpool, what's happening is like there are player going out and they're like taking players in those positions. Yeah, all are like good players. Like the players Liverpool got, they got what is that guy's name? Sorry. I think I
Was
just yeah,
Where's
yeah. They got
Where's
Florian
was
Wirtz, then they got Karkis, those players. Like they're all like very talented players, talented guys they're gonna play. But the thing is like they're new to the system, so it might not happen in the first season. But with Chelsea, what I'm saying is like they already have a team. They already won two trophies out of nowhere last season, played as a team. They have like what should I say, like thrashed the most promising team of Europe, PSG, out of the park at the end of the FIFA Club World Cup. And the way they have handled their transfer situation, yeah, it always looked like, okay, Chelsea is like having a bus load of players coming in. Like they got Liam Delap, they got Joao Pedro, who was like outstanding in the FIFA Club World Cup. They also got a Brazilian gem. I think you guys can relate more, Estevio Willian. Then they also got Jamie Giddens, who was a phenomenal player at Borussia Dortmund. Then I think there is a heavy linked up with Xavi Simons. We may see Xavi Simons coming to Chelsea in the upcoming days. On the other hand, they have like I think let go of Madueke for a price of 48.5 mil. I don't know how they pulled that off, but that was like a very good deal for them. Then there is like Joao Felix. I think he is heavily linked with Al Nasser. We
Al
have
Nassr,
seen
yep.
Fabrizio Romano coming up with here you go, here we go, here we go,
Here.
sometime soon, something like those posters coming in. So yeah, and I was checking and I thought I saw a number of around 100 million they have already generated from the sales of those players, and they have already like taken in good players in. They have got a balanced squad and they also have got depth. So I think that might help them a lot, and I will put them for the champion position for next season.
Awesome, awesome. We found our first champion. Simon Bhai must be in cloud nine right now. I hope he's watching it. So this is it. We have a champion for now. Let's see if there's any team can topple them from the top. So next one is Crystal Palace. Imti.
So I don't have a lot to say about Crystal Palace, but if Eze goes to Arsenal, I think Crystal Palace gonna struggle this year,
This year.
and I'm gonna put them in lower mid table. And already I think Mateta, that guy, I don't know where, how, and when he developed as a pure beast kind of striker, but last season he was truly phenomenal for them. And if Mateta leaves and Eze leaves, that's gonna put Crystal Palace in a bit of a situation. And I think for now, for the beginning of the season, I'm gonna put them in lower mid table.
Okay.
Let's see how it goes, but yeah.
Probably we'll do another episode in the like maybe after 10 or 15
Yeah.
game week, and we'll
Yeah.
revisit this tier list and maybe we'll do some
Yeah.
reshuffling. But for now, they will be in the lower mid. Thanks, Imti. So next one is Everton. Nafis, take it.
Everton. Okay. Everton's story like always surprises me. Like every season they start playing, I think that they're gonna get relegated and somehow they survives in the mid table. I don't know how. I think that's about like their character. Anyways, I think last season they finished 13th and I don't see them actually going up from there. Maybe like within the 8 to 12, but I don't see them like coming like climbing up the tier. I think they will be in the same zone. And I think one of the most exciting thing about Everton is like they're gonna start their playing like they're gonna change their home stadium, the Hill Dickinson Stadium. They're moving there from next season, so I think that's gonna be an exciting thing to see. And I don't know, like with the new stadium, with new crowds, more people coming in. No, I
Yeah.
think they will be like within 8 to 12. Yeah, I think
8
higher
to
mid
12.
table. Yeah. Not
Okay.
not above them then.
Is it if there's nothing else to add, Imti, I'll put them in 8 to 12.
No, I hate Everton, so I don't care.
You want to put them
Relegated
in lower
again?
mid in the
Relegated?
relegation?
Yeah, If they're relegated, I'm good with that.
Okay, this pure hatred I can see. So let's move on to the next one. Fulham. Fulham, I would only say that I didn't see much this transfer window, their activities. Only thing probably they are after Arsenal's Nelson, and I don't know if that will be materialized in coming days. But that's about it. They are a mid-table, team, and I don't see any difference or any surprise from that. So I'll just put them in the higher mid table for Fulham. So that's about it for Fulham. Anything to add, Imti or Nafis?
I think
No,
I agree.
so yeah, I think I agree too. Fulham actually sometimes they play really, really like fluid football. Fulham, Bournemouth, Brighton, these three teams were my like. It was a pure joy to watch them in some of the
Mm-hmm.
games. Even Crystal Palace sometimes too. So
Uh-huh.
as long as the manager he stays with Fulham, I think they will be in the higher mid table. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm going for
Yeah.
that too.
Yeah, I thought to put them in lower mid table, but then I realized that okay, let's put them in
Yeah.
the higher mid. And that's how they performed. I think they if you
Yeah.
see their curve, it's like 10, 12, 13. That's the historic. And I went with that because I am not expecting any surprising thing this
Yeah.
season. So
And
next
Marco
one is
Silva is an awesome coach. Marco Silva, I love
mm-hmm,
that guy. He has a knack for getting the results out. So
mm-hmm.
he's really good. So yeah.
Let's hope for the best if they can break away from the sound barrier of eighth position and come into seven. Let's see. Let's hope for the best. We'll revisit that position again. So next one is Leeds. So Nafis.
Leeds United. Yeah, they recently got promoted again. Why I'm saying again is like I think we all remember like the last
Mm-hmm.
time they got promoted after 16 years of wait. It was like a phenomenal season for them, and that time they were coached by one of the what should I say like one of the greatest coach of our time, Bielsa. Like
Mm-hmm.
everyone loves the guy, loves the way he let the team play. And I remember, I know I'm getting a little bit off track, but I remember the first match of that season when they were promoted, it was against Liverpool, and I was so mesmerized to see them. Like they
Mm-hmm.
were all just running, and attacking. And it was like a great match to watch, like at the very beginning of the season. Anyways, coming back to the point, Leeds actually came off from winning the championship with 100 points. I think they had like 6 games left. They had like a 6 game winning streak to win the championship with 2 games in hand, and they were phenomenal, no doubt about that. And this season, what I've seen like so far, they're like actively signing players. They already got long stuff in meat from Newcastle. They
Mm-hmm.
also, I think, bought Lucas Nameka from Wolfsburg. They also went for a CB. I don't remember his name. So I think this time they might survive the Premier League. So I think I will put them in lower mid table.
Lower mid table. Okay. Okay. So I see that there are lots of excitement, but you are not very hopeful.
No, I think they will just survive, but
They'll just
not
survive.
like
Okay.
they're coming
Okay.
up
We are not
so much.
expecting like in top 10, right? Not yet for Leeds. They have excellent fan base.
I
I
think
hope
Imti might add
best for
something.
them. Imti has something. Okay.
No,
Okay.
no,
Fire up, Imti.
I don't have a lot of things to say about Leeds, but I was just watching the tiers and the teams we have left out till now.
Uh-huh.
Liverpool, City, Manchester United, Newcastle. I don't know who are gonna relegate.
Big things are coming. So the one of the most exciting part of this episode coming up. So back to back, we'll have Liverpool, Man City, and Man U. So let's start. Imti, Liverpool.
Liverpool, I think so. First of all,
He's gonna put Liverpool in first. Why are
yeah,
we allowing him to talk about Liverpool?
Should we just put it there? Okay,
yeah.
let's wait. Let's wait.
So yeah,
I'm expecting a very balanced approach from Imti. Let's see.
yeah. But let's first rest in peace, Diogo Jota. It was
Mm, mm,
like it was very. I think when I heard the news first 2, 3, 4 days, I could not even like watch any games or any news or any transfer news. I don't know, probably for a week or so. So it was really emotional for all of us because that guy was there. Whenever you ask him to do something for Liverpool, he's gonna come out of the bench and score a goal or brilliant assist or something like that. So rest in peace. And
rest in peace.
then yeah, now, so Liverpool, this transfer season is going on, and it was phenomenal. Like from a fan's perspective, we don't get to see this type of transfer window from Liverpool often. I don't think I have seen it ever. I think Van Dijk and Allison came together. That was probably the best time, but even in that time, the price was really high for Van Dijk and price was high for Allison, but we didn't even know that how these guys are gonna perform, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but for this transfer season, it's like getting Florian Wirtz, then Frimpong, then Cartes. It's like, and now we have Ekitike. It is like they have strengthened the squad a lot, and it's I think they're giving something back to Slot to work with because he owned the Premier League without spending anything. We just got Chiesa last summer for 10 million, I guess. So, and we have almost like this amount of money left. I think if like I was watching some of the news, even if we go for Mark Gahey and even Rodrigo, even then Liverpool will be PSR compliant. So that's how they have done their business and built up the club.
Awesome. Awesome. Not very good news for Nafis, probably. He's just biting his tongue, but
Yeah, probably like I don't know why Newcastle is holding on to Isak because I know that the Isak is their best player and everything, but you like being Newcastle, you always have to let go of your best player. Like that is the circle, like that's the circle of
that's how we
football.
operate.
And yeah. So Isak had to go, and they should have done it earlier, I guess. If they have done it earlier, I don't think they would have missed out on Ekitike. So that was a big blow for Newcastle. I don't know. I don't still know that Isak's gonna come this year or not. But whatever it is, if even if Isak stays at Newcastle for this year, he'll be out next year. And they
We'll
missed
talk
out
about
on a
Newcastle
lot.
later. They're coming up. Let's move on to
So
Liverpool. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So I think Liverpool hopefully won. I'm gonna put them as champions. Let's see.
Champions. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So we have another champion. So Nafis, what do you think?
I think I'm gonna differ a little bit on this. As I was saying,
Mm-hmm.
like I think after this we have like Man City on, and for Man City and for Liverpool, I have like the. I know Liverpool is like in a better position because they haven't like revamped the whole team, whereas Man City is, I think, going for revamping the whole team. So that is one of the reasons why I think Liverpool may not be like the champion next season. They might be the second or the third. But one thing I can say for sure is like in the upcoming 2 to 3 seasons, they're gonna rule the EPL. There is like no doubt about it because the characters of the player or the sheer amount of talent they're like gathering, it's gonna pay off. There is like no doubt about it.
So what I'm sensing is that there is like two equally contenders for the champions, Manchester City and Liverpool. So since the next team is Manchester City, I think we continue the discussion, Nafis.
Yeah,
What
sure.
do you think give Man City an edge over Liverpool? And then we'll talk about that. So
No, no, no.
let's
I,
fire
I
up.
I think like I misspoke a little bit. I'm not like putting City as a champion, to be
Okay.
very honest. Yep. Because I think like I have talked this multiple times. I don't like this approach of like always going for players when nothing is working. So we have seen like what City is doing. Like in the middle of the season, they got Marmoush, they got Nico Gonzalez, they got Vitor Reis, they got Kushnov. Like they got four players who are playing in four of the crucial places in the team, and they are like in the starting 11. And when they saw that, okay, it's not working out, they brought in like more players. They got Reyners, they got Ryan Cherky, then they got Rayatan Nouri. They even got Trafford because what I'm hearing is like Stephen Ortega, their second keeper, he is like gonna move away from Man City. So I think the way, I don't know, like why they are like revamping the whole team like at the end of the season, and I think that's not gonna pay off the way they want. So I'm not gonna put Man City as a champion. Maybe I think they will be one of the Champion League position holder because
Okay.
that's
Okay.
because they
That's
have the players. So even if like nothing works and something works, they will like go for the top four
so
as we
I
always
have
see
one
City
quick
do.
question for you.
Yep.
If Manchester City wants to be a champion next season, what one thing, tell me one thing for you, from your perspective, that Manchester City should do better or should achieve or should perform? Anything is best,
I
maybe
think you have
coaching,
to give
or
them time. I think you have to give them time.
you want this team to have a time
Yeah,
and you think
time.
it's not the next
Exactly.
season but upcoming seasons. Okay.
Exactly. The same
So
thing I
can
told
we
for Liverpool. Yeah. I think they
Okay.
need time. And the reason why I put Chelsea over there, because I think Chelsea have already played as a team and they haven't like changed most of their crucial players or influential ones. They just added to that arsenal of players they have. So that's why like my reasoning goes for Chelsea to be the champion. But it might not happen. But let's see.
Imti, you're okay with Manchester City in top four?
Yeah, sure. Like I think always like Pep, he had a bad season. I don't think he's gonna have another bad season. Whatever it
Mm.
is, like I understand, like they have a very new group of players, but whatever it is, I think Pep's not gonna have another bad season. If this becomes a very bad season for them, Pep's gonna leave and City will decline from there. Otherwise, City is gonna be have to either champion, second or third, not even fourth. I think being fourth means a failure to them. So I think
Awesome,
they're gonna
awesome
be
intake.
champions or
Nice.
second. Yeah.
So if I want to summarize, you are saying that the only way to survive or to have more season with Pep is that they get success. If not, then Pep might leave and City might not have a successful, upcoming seasons in future. You see there's a decline in performance or the longevity or the continuation after Pep left. So that's kind of the thing we are summarizing here, right?
Yeah, because Pep's philosophy or Pep's team management is kind of like it's way different than most others. Like you have to be like I think Mariska or Arteta, they are all following Pep's style, but none of them are Pep, right? So even
Uh-huh.
if you put Arteta in charge of Man
There's
City,
only
I
one
don't
Pep
think.
with $1 billion.
Yeah,
Yeah, I would know.
yeah. So
Okay, so next one is Manchester United. Imti, you are not catching any break, so let's move on to Manchester United.
Relegated.
so yeah. I
That
hope.
we all can
I
agree
hope.
together, right?
So my relegation dream would be Manu, Arsenal,
So you
and
are just like
probably
without any discussion, you are
prob
just putting them in relegation, right?
no. There will
Okay,
be. I think they will change the seventh position,
seventh
Conference League.
position,
This.
Europa
Yeah,
Conference League.
yeah. So I don't
Wow,
think.
surprising.
No, it's. I'm not saying that they're gonna have a good season or anything,
Uh-huh.
but probably like they will just climb back up. They will have a very hard time, but they will clean some victories here and there, and somehow
What
they will.
makes this season, the upcoming season, change for you? Like, what do you think Manchester has done that will put them in top seven? Do you
So
really
they
see any
have
realistic?
they have Cunha and Mbumo this season. So those two are pretty good buys, and they don't have yet a striker like not Holland or something. Like they don't have yet like Cisco or Ollie Watkins yet. But even then, Cunha and Mbumo, they both had a phenomenal season. So we know that they have goals in them. So probably, and there's like Bruno. Bruno, he was pretty good last season too. And I don't know. Let's see. I feel like this year it's not gonna be that big of a mess, but they will not be like top six or anything, but probably in seventh position. I think they might go on and clinch that position.
Okay. Okay. Nafis, anything for Manchester United?
No, I think I also agree with that. Like, yeah, obviously, I want them to get relegated. There is like no doubt about that. I don't know. Somehow I hate them.
Uh-huh.
Sorry, Man U fans. I know you guys are like very passionate about your club, but I don't like that. But yeah, I think realistically speaking, they might
Uh-huh.
end up in the Europa Conference League position, and one of the reasons being like the transfers they did, and also I think Ruben Amorim, I'm not saying like he's like one of the best coaches around, but I think he is a very competitive coach. So he might try to like bring some joy to Manu's home.
Awesome. Awesome. So that's about it. We are currently putting Manchester United in seventh position. Next, move on to the Newcastle. Imti and Nafis, you're both welcome to add
Newcastle,
on
my
for
team.
Newcastle.
Yeah, for Newcastle, I think this transfer window has been like a disappointment.
Mm.
I think every Newcastle fan, including me, will agree. And like the reason being is like more, what should I say, like more with the structure of the institution that's there in Newcastle, because we don't have like a CEO, we don't have like a technical director in place. And I think those are like one of the reasons why we couldn't successfully adhere to any of the targets that we took. targets means like any of the transfer targets that we had. We saw like Ekiteke was missed like a lightning or something like that. Like there were like talks about Newcastle going for Ekitike, and then Liverpool came in and swooped in. And we are all seeing the position Isak is in. And as Imti was saying, I think one of the reasons why Newcastle is getting a little bit adamant whether they should let Isak go or not is because they are not being able to buy any of the players. And I think they're in doubt like whether they will get Benjamin Sisko or Ollie Watkins. So if they can't get those two, and also Callum Wilson has already left the club because his contract expired and they couldn't like renew the contract, or they couldn't like come to a conclusion with that. So I think that is one of the reasons why they're like trying to keep Isak, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Because when a player wants to live like this, then it doesn't bring any good to the club. And I think this season is gonna be like one of the saddest season for Newcastle in recent time, and they might end up in the higher mid table. Although I'm a Newcastle fan, and it pains me to say this, but I think they're gonna be in the higher mid table and can't go up from there.
Okay. So we are putting Newcastle in higher mid table. Anything to add, Imti?
No, I think that's probably a good conclusion from Nafis, but you never know with Eddie Howe. He has like that coach has some charisma, like he can bring a lot out of players, you know. So Ilanga went there, and if they can bring one or two more strikers, probably they can be in contention for the Europa League position too. Because and if they can keep Isak, I think they will have the best chance to be in Europa League position. But they have lost also some midfielders. Trippier is getting old, so it's kind of like it will depend. But I think I'm gonna put them in either in Conference League position or in Europa League position. But it will hurt them. Like Champions League football this year will hurt them a lot. That's for sure. And I think because they are not used to it.
Yeah, I think I can add another thing here. Actually, like the way MT said, that is like the best case scenario for Newcastle.
Mm-hmm.
So, and in last season, what we saw with Newcastle is like they don't have that much squad depth. And
Yeah.
MT,
Okay.
you brought up like a very excellent point. I actually forgot to think about the UCL spot we own. Yeah, it was like a happy occasion for me, but and for all the Newcastle fans, but it might like come back to haunt us because the sheer amount of games we are gonna face. I don't know if our squad can like continue competing at that level continuously without adding more players or more quality players. So if the best case scenario happens, then I'm very happy. But
So
I'm
I have
preparing for the
one
worst.
quick question here for both of you guys. Do you think that there is a possibility that Newcastle might be swap this position here with Manchester in the 7th position?
Yeah, sure,
Wildcard case.
sure.
Sure, both of you.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
pretty sure.
So I think what I'll do is for now I'll put Newcastle in 7th position and bring Manchester United down, and we'll go from there. Okay. So we'll try
Looks
to
good.
put them as down as possible every iteration and see
Yeah,
if we find anything
let's
for
take
that.
Manu more to the downward direction.
That would be very bad PR, but yeah, we'll try. Let's see. So next team is Fulham. One exciting
Nottingham.
news.
Nottingham.
Sorry, Nottingham Forest. Yeah, sorry. And the forest is almost like cut out in my logo here. So yeah, last season they were in 7th position. And before that, I went a couple of season back and I saw they were never in top 10. So I really don't know if that possible. But what a good news for Nottingham Forest is that they acquired their best fan favorite. It's Morgan Gibbs White. They signed him for another 3 years. There's a possibility of like, maybe like Jamie Verdicus. I don't know if he can achieve something this year, but I would expect the last year position it was outlier. So this year I am expecting them to put in higher mid table, and definitely that's kind of pushing Manchester United in lower mid table because
Yeah,
we can only keep five
I
teams
think
in
as
higher mid
Nuno
table.
is the coach of Nottingham Forest, so I think they're like the new Wolves. Like one season wonder, and then they start declining and going down, down, and
Yeah.
down. Yeah.
I hope in our next game for Cyprus Bulls, Shah another corner flag team member not going to foul any of us or break our leg or ankle because he's a diehard Manchester United fan. So let's see. He doesn't see this video. Okay, so next one is Sunderland and Nafis. You want to take on
Yeah,
Sunderland?
Sunderland, another team who came up from the championship, got promoted this season. I think like Sunderland gave all us Bangladeshi fans a little bit of heartache because they were like playing against our captain or our main star of the Bangladesh team, Hamza Chowdhury's team, and they were like trailing 1-0 against Sheffield United and then came back and win the final and then are promoted. But with the things at Sunderland, I think one of the exciting things they did is like they had a club record transfer of Habib Diarra. That was like done after Jobe Bellingham left, and I think Sunderland this season won't be able to like survive Premier League, so I will put them in the relegation zone, and I think they will be back to the championship and have to like crawl back again to the Premier League.
Okay, so relegation. So we have second relegation team in our tier list. So next one is Tottenham, one of the big six, they call it, but I think it's a over achiever or a kind of like what is called
Overrated.
overrated team. They never delivered anything, and they actually had 17th, I think, 17th position last season, and probably in 2021 two they were in top four. Otherwise, always like 7 and 10, in between 7 and 10. I don't know why they are called top six, but I don't see or I don't expect them to do very good this season as well. Nothing exciting going on in terms of transfer. They have a new coach, I think Thomas.
Yeah,
Thomas
the previous Brentford
Thomas
coach.
Frank, right?
Yeah,
And
previous
they
Brentford coach.
Brentford coach, okay, and they have a huge list of injuries. If you look their this summer tours, they're missing I think 6 or 7 players. They even don't have full squad. I think in Asia they're touring right now. I don't see much. I really wanted to put them in the lower mid table, if not relegation. But that would be my prediction. But you guys can put them anywhere else if you want. But that's my prediction.
So I think with Spurs, it's like there is always some kind of like there's something happening with Spurs every season. It's something new. So they don't have the consistency to be in the same place. So this year, because the coach is new, they tend to do well when there is a new coach. The first season, I don't know how they tend to do well. Even with Postecoglou, I love that guy. He won them the only trophy in last I don't know how many years and the Europa League, but they sacked him. And Thomas Frank, he did wonders at Brentford. And this guy is a very good man manager. And with Mohammad Kudus, I think he was the marquee signing for them this summer. But I think they also got few more people. They are also in contention for Rodrigo from Real Madrid, but I don't think that's gonna happen. But I don't know. My intuition is saying they're gonna be in the Europa League position again.
Europa League position. Okay. Okay. I was joking. Yeah, I think they can go up. Nafis?
Yeah, I think I will also put them in between 5, 6, and 7
5,
because
6, and 7. Okay.
that
Okay.
way,
Great.
Inti said, like a new coach comes in, Spurs always somehow show us
Yeah.
something.
Okay. Okay. Great. Great. No worries. Next one is West Ham. MT.
West Ham is, I think, the first thing first. Paqueta, I think all of his charges were dismissed, so that's good for them. And then they let go of Mohammad Kudus to Spurs. I don't know actually, but one thing is that I think they're keeping Jared Bowen. So that guy had 40. He was involved in 47.7% of West Ham's goals last season. So I think that's pretty good. If they can keep him, I guess a lower mid table.
Lower mid
West
table.
Ham, I don't see much hope for them. I don't know. They will have couple of pretty good matches and then they will just run out of steam.
Okay. Okay. I think the next team is Wolves, but I didn't get much for them for this tier list. But I don't think they are a relegation team, right? And do you guys think any other team in between the lower mid that you can swap with Wolves for the relegation, because we need one more Wolves, and I don't see Wolves being a relegation team. So, but if you guys have anything to add for Wolves that you think it's a relegation team, we can put it there. But otherwise, do you think any other lower mid table can go to the relegation?
You never know. They might be relegated this year.
Really? Okay.
I think there's a good chance they might be relegated this year. It's like not good chance. I'd say probably 20-30% chance they'd get relegated this year.
You still have this
Because
one. This one. You can put it here if you want.
no. We have to shuffle them.
Yeah.
We don't have any lots of views, so we cannot let go of our Man U fans.
Hopefully,
Okay,
the controversial
let's put Manu for a championship position.
that would
We
be
can give a tagline. Manchester United fan, please wait till the finishing of the video to see where
finishing
you end
verdict
up at the end.
from so-called
No.
corner flag specialist. Yeah, no,
Okay.
I think that would be far-fetching putting Manchester United here. Give them a little bit respect.
Yeah.
They may deserve. Okay.
I think let's put them on. I feel like they will be within Europa Conference League, so let's put them there,
Yeah, 5, 6,
right?
7.
Manchester United.
Yeah, in the Conference League, I think that's a fair estimate.
Okay.
And Newcastle, I still think that Spurs might do well, but at this moment, I feel like Newcastle might clinch Spurs spot, and Spurs can go down. What do you guys think?
As I
We
said,
have
best
we
case
have good.
scenario.
We need two here, so we'll put these
Spurs
guys
in,
down
yeah,
here. And do you think one team from here can go to the lower mid table? Any of them?
Everton.
Everton could be, yeah.
Everton. Okay. Okay. I see a little bit hatred here from Imti, but we will put them here. So now I think we are almost done. Those viewers who stayed until now, the one thing we left to decide is who is gonna get the championship for the next season between Chelsea and Liverpool. So if you guys, I will give you 1 minute each to to
Oh.
state your argument for your team. If we can't
No,
find any solution, then we'll do a lottery.
no argument from my side. I don't want to jinx anything. I can go
Okay.
with Chelsea. Whatever you can go with now.
Okay. Okay.
I
So
just don't
you
want to
really
jinx.
don't care if Liverpool wins here, but okay, I understand your viewpoints.
No, but let's do a discussion, I guess, because
Exactly. That's what I wanted to have.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think for the first to four, 1 to 4, that would be like it's a good place to start a discussion, probably. So Liverpool, with everything they have, they also have some serious lackings in CB, in center back, because we have Van Dijk and there is a chance Konate might leave, Konate might stay, we don't know. But whatever it is, with Gomez being the only backup, I think we still need to sign at least two center backs, because otherwise it's a long season. That's gonna be like it happened to Liverpool a lot. Like because of the squad depth, we could not compete till the end. It happened a lot. That's one thing for Liverpool that might bring them down to Champions League position. And I have some observation for Chelsea too. I understand that Nafis is saying that Chelsea has a good team, they are already gelled up, but we have to also keep that in mind, at least from my opinion, that whatever it is, there is still a young team. So it's like you're a Real Madrid fan, right? What happens with Real Madrid? Real Madrid can, in any day, Real Madrid can go on and win the Champions League because it's a tournament, right? So, but sometimes Real Madrid really struggles with La Liga
Mm-hmm.
because of the especially in the last few years with Vinicius, with Rodrigo, everyone is like young, raw. Like they don't have that. After Benzema left, what happened? Like I don't know. Sometimes it might feel like that they are not well equipped to perform well in La Liga. So
Mm-hmm.
with the young players, there is always that possibility that you might lose some of your momentum
Consistency
during
over the league, and for being
over the league.
consistent for
Yeah.
38
So
game week. Yeah.
yeah, so that might come back to haunt Chelsea, and still they also need to figure out how to fit in Joao Pedro and Estevao and I don't know whoever. I don't know. Dilap in one squad. I think Dilap will be the secondary striker now. Probably Joao Pedro will go and play. But whatever it is, Chelsea will have different kind of problem. And for Arsenal, they
Mm-hmm.
always wanted a striker since the last 2 seasons. They got their striker. Now they have Jesus fit. They have Victor Gyökeres. They have Martinelli. They have Saka. They have Havertz. A lot of options in the top. And also, I have seen one pretty bright spot for Arsenal is that I have seen a new guy. I think his name is Marcus Dawson or Michael Dawson. He's 15 years old. I promise you guys, he's gonna light up the world if he's not injured. He is unbelievably talented. I think
As long
he
as he is
has,
below 17, I think he will get more PR. You know
yeah,
why?
probably, yeah,
17 is a magic
yeah,
number for Romano.
yeah, probably, yeah. And also, yeah, and also I think he's a very good guy. Also, another guy I want to talk about is Liverpool's Rio Ngumeha. He's a new up and coming winger, and I know you guys already know the news of Luis Diaz.
Mm-hmm.
He is going to Bayern Munich. So Liverpool are also short of a winger at this moment. If they buy Isak, probably Ekitike will play in that area. But Rio and Gumaha, this guy also can light up the Premier League. So these two guys, these two teenagers, keep an eye out for them. They might be like the future superstars. And Man City, it's always about Pep, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
like if Pep can do his magic, you never know. They might become champion again. You never
Mm-hmm.
count Pep. People like Pep and Klopp, you can never count them out. So
Exactly.
I think champions and 2 to 4 those positions, these are still very fluid.
Yeah, yeah,
So
that's
that's my,
that's for sure. They
yeah.
will they will be
I
fighting until
I
that
kind of
last game week.
agree with the last statement, like Imti's providing. Yeah, obviously, like 1 to 4. I don't see anyone else like chipping in there. But why, as I was saying, like the reason why I was a little biased towards Chelsea is because the situations Imti is talking about, like those sudden inconsistencies, I think Chelsea already has seen those. Like even in the last season, I think we all remember there were like shout outs for Chelsea being champion. You know, they
Mhm.
they were they were like doing really well. They were having a great run and then suddenly they lost it. So I think if they can analyze those situations from the previous season and work on that, like that's like the reason why I'm a little bit biased for Chelsea to be in the like to be the champion. And for the other teams, I totally agree. And for Arsenal, I think, please don't get me wrong, I think the main problem is like Arteta's mentality. Like I think Arsenal is a pretty good team. There is no doubt about it.
Uh-huh.
But I don't see like that, what should I say? Like that hunger or that, like like there's something about team being champion. Like they shows when they want to be champion, and somehow I don't see that in Arsenal. I don't know.
Exactly. Exactly.
To become a champion, you have to have a mix of calm and aggression. But sometimes with Arsenal's gameplay, you will see a lot of calm, but not much of aggression. Sometimes you will see a lot of aggression, but like not a lot of
Some
calm.
people just want to see a lot of calm.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's now wrap up this. We are almost in the hour mark. So,
Mhm.
what is the verdict? Imti, choose one, and you have to go with one.
I'll choose Liverpool always.
You'll choose Liverpool. Okay, that's great. Nafis.
Chelsea, as I was saying from the beginning.
Okay.
So
Okay.
you are the tiebreaker.
I'm the tiebreaker. Okay, it's really. I will humbly say that it's very difficult for EPL to say top four. I don't know anybody at the beginning of the season can say that. Having said that, we have to choose one. There can be only one. And as I am a secret fanboy of Chelsea, I'll just put them there. Nothing there against any other top four. But that's how I just feel that we have to choose one, and all of these top four has the ability to win, probably except Arsenal, because I really don't see they can win. But yeah, Chelsea, Manchester City, and Liverpool, anybody can win. Chelsea has, like we already have explained a lot. Manchester has Pep, and Liverpool has a memory of Diego Jota. So let's see what happens. So we'll wrap up our tier list today with this standing. We'll probably visit at the middle of the season and see if we can shuffle some of the teams and put Manchester United in the relegation. If not, we'll try our best. So that's about it. Let's signing off.
Okay.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Thanks.
Bye,
Thanks,
guys.
Inti and Hafiz.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.